Hey guys, so today's video is going to be another one of my makeup collection videos. I know I keep having the same intro in all of these videos, but just in case, I'm doing this little series where I'm showing my makeup collection in sections, like foundations, palettes, powders. I'm breaking them down like that so I can show you each individual product I have and I can go into more detail with each single product versus showing you my entire makeup collection and just skimming through things. And in today's video, we are going to be tackling concealers and tinted moisturizers. I was supposed to film this one last time, but somehow I ended up filming my powders one. I'm basically just going through all the drawers on my vanity. You can't see them in this angle, but it's like right here in this section. And when I did my primer video, I told you guys I would show you concealers and tinted moisturizers in one video because I keep them all in the same drawer. So that is what we are doing today. I'm gonna give you my mini reviews and we're gonna talk about them. So leave me a comment down below what you want my next makeup collection and storage video to be focused on. I wanna do this portion of my vanity next. Let me know if you wanna see that. I keep my drugstore highlights, blushes, and bronzers. I'll obviously break those down into sections, but anyway, just let me know what you want to see next in this series and I'll do that. But yeah, if you want to see my tinted moisturizers and my concealers, then keep watching. Alrighty then. This is where I keep all of my primers and I've already shown you guys my primers. I've kind of accumulated some more primers since that video. I don't know how it happened, but it did. My whole setup is messy. This is probably my least favorite drawer. I just can't seem to find a way to store any of this stuff. Leave me your recommendations down below. I know I asked you guys in my primer video, but I need more recommendations. Help me. I like to keep things like this standing up so that everything is not just like sitting on its side when it's bottles like this. But I don't know what to do. I really don't know. And I keep these cheapy little baskets in here. I got this at the dollar store. And I got these at IKEA, like in the kitchen section, I believe. This is where I keep my concealers and my tinted moisturizers are back here. Here are my drugstore concealers and here are my high-end concealers. By the way, yes, if you see this, I have holes in my pants and I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and show you my tinted moisturizers first. The first one is the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, but this is the illuminating one. I like their original tinted moisturizer, but I do like this one a little bit more because there is a beautiful like glow and sheen to it. It's not super intense, but when you blend it in, it gives your face like the most beautiful, soft, luminous look. I love it. I love it way more than their original. This is the kind of product that's perfect for the summer if you don't want a lot of coverage, if you want something that's really fresh, or if you just don't like foundation period and you like very minimal coverage and you have dry skin so you want something illuminating and beautiful. I think this is a good one. The LA Girl Pro BB cream is really, really good. I feel like it's so underrated. I have mine in the shade light. It's definitely one of the better BB creams I've tried from the drugstore. It just looks so pretty on the skin. It's never patchy or weird, and I find that to be the case with a lot of drugstore BB creams. Not all of them apply well and they kind of look a little patchy. This one doesn't do that. It's kind of undetectable really. It just sinks right into the skin and it evens out the skin tone. It's definitely one of those products that's good for a no makeup day. I really like this one, especially for the price. So this is a brand new product to me and I would love to know your opinion on this if you've tried it before. This is the Dr. Jart Ceramidin Day Tint. It says it has natural coverage and UV protection. It's dermatologist tested and it has SPF 15. Like I said, I haven't tried this one out yet, but I did purchase it on Sephora. I wanted something that was even lighter than a BB cream, something that I can use on the go really quick, just put it on and go out the door without any other face makeup. So I thought this would be a really good one, but I haven't tried it. So let me know what you think of this if you have tried it. These next two definitely go hand in hand with each other. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I have the regular version and the illumination version. They're exactly the same product except this one has little tiny like flecks of shimmer in it. So when you blend it out onto your face, your skin appears a little bit dewy. I personally, even with my dry skin, prefer this one. I mean, I don't know, I go back and forth. Sometimes I mix them both. I have the shade Fair in this one and Light in this one because this is my summer color and I just prefer the illumination one in the summer. I absolutely love this product. It has SPF 50, which is incredible, and it has the coverage of a foundation and not like a sheer foundation or anything. It has really good medium to full coverage. So if you're someone who's looking for a CC cream because of all the benefits in a CC cream or a BB cream, but you still want that coverage of a foundation, then you definitely need to give this a try. It's amazing. It doesn't cling onto any of my dry patches. It lasts all day. It just looks beautiful. This is definitely the best CC cream I've ever tried. Sometimes I don't want this much coverage, so I'll go to something else, but it's really, really great. This is the Maybelline Dream Bronze BB 8-in-1 Beauty Balm. This is a sun-kissed glow perfector. It's their bronzy version. So you can see here, it's obviously like a tan color compared to my skin tone. And I really love using this product in the summer. I feel like I haven't used it in so long, but I remember loving this in the summer. When I have a nice tan in the summer, this just blends onto the skin and it kind of evens out my tan and it looks so beautiful. I also really love mixing this in with foundations that are a little bit too light for me in the summer. This is really nice. So I can't seem to make my mind up about this product. I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I don't. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. It has SPF 20 and it's basically a tinted moisturizer. I'm in the shade medium light, and even though I like it, I feel like I like other tinted moisturizers more than this, but I feel like I haven't given it a fair shot. So I'm still trying to use this. I'm still trying to see if I like this. I use tinted moisturizers and BB creams on days where I'm not filming. I kind of skip foundations on those days and I go for these kinds of products, but I don't know. Do you guys like this product? I feel like when it came out, everybody was talking about it. There was so much hype around this BB cream or tinted moisturizer or whatever, but then the hype completely died down and I haven't heard anybody talk about it since. So I would love to know what you guys think about this. Maybe you guys will influence me a little bit into making my decision whether I like this or not, because I don't know. This is another really nice one. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross Instant Radiance Sun Defense. It has SPF 40 and it says it has sheer color correcting technology. I'm in the shade light medium, and this one is a little bit strange because for me personally, I use this more as an SPF, like more than anything. I don't really go for this when I want a tinted moisturizer. I just go for this when I want really light coverage with a high SPF, because sometimes I do want more SPF than just 20, but I don't want as much coverage as this gives me. So I went for something a little bit in the middle. It has SPF 40 and it has very sheer coverage, and I really love this. I love using this when I'm out in the sun because I'm really protected. It doesn't feel greasy on the skin. It feels really lightweight, and it's just easy to reapply when you're not wearing foundation. I don't know, I think this is overall a really nice product, especially for the summertime. The Physicians Formula Organic Wear BB Cream is awesome. I like this product a lot. It has SPF 20 and I am in the shade light. This one is definitely a thicker BB cream. I'm not sure if you can tell. This one is thicker than I'm normally used to, and this one actually has really great coverage for a BB cream. I love it. It covers up a lot of my redness. I don't feel like I need more coverage when I use this, and it just makes your face look so healthy and radiant without looking overly dewy or overly greasy. I really like this one. The color selection totally sucks because Physicians Formula sucks so bad when it comes to putting out products that will reach a wide variety of skin tones. They really do need to work on their color selection, but besides that, this is a really great BB cream with really good coverage. I did a whole video on this when I first bought it. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. I saw an infomercial on this product and it totally sucked me in and I bought it. But honestly, it is the exact same product as their CC cream, and it's even more expensive. I really cannot tell a difference between the two. Maybe there's a slight difference. This one smells a little bit more citrusy, and I don't know why this one is pricier than this one, when honestly, like all the claims on the back, everything about this product is just like this one. I don't get it. I still use it because I like it, because I like this, but I will not repurchase it because it's way more expensive than this, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Can somebody explain that to me? Okay, so those are all of my tinted moisturizers. Now let's move on to concealers. I'm gonna try to breeze through this because I already feel like this video is too long. I'm gonna go through my drugstore ones first. The Wet n Wild highlighting and concealing pens are really nice. I love these. I use this one all the time. This is Ivory Into You, and this is in the shade Poising Nude. I love using this mixed with really dry concealers. So if I have a concealer that's just a little bit too cakey for me, I will mix this in with it. I will apply it right on top of the concealer and blend it in, and this just helps blend out the concealer so nicely. It's also really nice on its own, but it doesn't have much coverage. So I don't really use this on its own, maybe on like a no makeup day, but for the most part, I love mixing this in with like matte concealers. It just makes it blend so nicely. I love the formula on this. The Maybelline Fit Me Concealer is awesome if you have dry skin. They have a ton of different shades, which is awesome, and it just blends right into the skin. It's a little bit dewy, so you're definitely gonna wanna set it right away. It does crease, so again, you're gonna wanna set it. But if you have dry skin, sometimes your under eyes can get a little crusty, and this is just the concealer for you. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I just recently tried this out for the first time and I love it. It has really good coverage and it has like a satin matte finish. And I also found this really easy to blend into the skin. I was kind of shocked at how fast it was blending in. I really like this. It also lasted all day. I know a lot of people don't like this, and I really don't know why, because I think it's really good. One of my all-time favorite concealers is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I'm in the shade Light Beige. I love this so much. It's very high coverage, but it's really liquidy. It's not like thick and gross. I find it works really well on my dry skin. I have no issues with this, and it's waterproof. It's just awesome. All across the board, really amazing, and it has a really great price point. The only thing that sucks about this is the scent. It is a very, very strong perfume scent, but it doesn't break me out, and I look past it because as soon as I'm done blending it in, the scent goes away. The Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer is really good if you have dry skin as well because it looks really fresh underneath the eyes. And if you look really closely, there's like tiny, very, very, very tiny little shimmers in it, but they don't really translate on the face. It just makes your skin look nice and awake. It's good stuff. It's not my favorite drugstore concealer, but I do think it's really nice and kind of effortless and perfect for every day. I recently picked up the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I got the shade Light. I really wanted to try this because I wanted a stick concealer that wasn't drying. Most stick concealers are, and it's not bad. I actually do really like it. It doesn't emphasize any of my texture or the lines underneath my eyes. For a stick concealer, it's not too shabby, not too shabby. I have to play around with it a little bit more, but I like it for my dry skin, not bad. This is one of my favorite concealers. I use it all the time off camera. This is the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I feel like it's exactly what the name suggests. Every time I wear this concealer, my under eyes look so lifted and light. I don't know if it's the color I got the shade Fair, but my under eyes just look so glowy, and not like in a shimmery way or in a dewy way. They just look vibrant, lifted, and awake. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it. I don't like the sponge applicator. I think it's weird. This just like isn't working for me, but I still use it because it's awesome and I think it's really great, and it has really nice coverage as well. The Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer is a concealer I got on Amazon because I don't think I can get it in the States. I got the shade Fair, and I'm so happy I have this. This is such a great concealer, and it's so affordable. This has really intense full coverage. This is one of those concealers I really love mixing with my Wet n Wild one because this can get a little too drying for me, but I work with it because this lasts so long and it stays looking flawless all day. The LA Girl Pro Conceal is one of those concealers that I liked for a while when it first came out, and when everybody was talking about it, it had like so much hype, but I just don't really use it anymore. And not because it sucks, it's still a great, amazing concealer, but the applicator, it just drives me bananas. It has this brush style applicator, which I don't mind. It's just so hard to get product out of this tube. You have to squeeze the absolute crap out of this, and honestly, like, I don't want to go through that trouble. There's so many other concealers that are so easy to get to. It's just kind of a hassle, and I know that's a stupid reason not to use a concealer, but when I'm in a rush or when I'm just trying to get my makeup done, I never really grab for this anymore. And then the last drugstore concealer is the No. 7 Radiant Glow Concealer. I love this. It's my favorite concealer to pick up when I want very, very minimal makeup. Like definitely that no makeup look, because it doesn't have a ton of coverage, but it just makes your under eyes look so smooth. And it kind of has like a soft satin finish. It's not too dewy, but it's not too matte. It's like the perfect in between. I love this guy. I keep this one right here on the side because I really like how it looks just like sitting in here. It's weird. This is the Glossier Stretch Concealer, and I'm in the shade Light. I absolutely love this. I don't know if you can tell. This concealer is so dewy, but that's what I completely love about it. Sometimes I use this on my entire face. I love using this on one of those days where I just want very minimal makeup, but I want to look fresh and dewy. I'll just stamp this underneath my eyes and on the rest of my face just to give myself a little bit of a glow and add a little bit of coverage. The other pot concealer I have is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I'm in the shade Vanilla. This has quickly become one of my favorite concealers of all time. It gives your skin the most beautiful soft matte look. It has so much coverage, but it's not cakey at all. It's like a very thin consistency. I don't know how they did it. I think I like it as much as I love my Radiant Creamy, which is saying a lot because I love my Radiant Creamy. The Tarte Shape Tape Concealer is my favorite concealer of all time, which is why I have so many shades. The color selection is weird. They just recently launched a bunch of new colors because when they first came out, the color selection sucked. But now it's pretty good, and honestly, I can't really find one that I love, so I always mix a couple. Most of the time, I'll use fair and light neutral, and I'll mix these two. I have nothing bad to say about this. Not only is it full coverage, but it's not drying underneath my eyes. And yes, it's not the most dewy, not the most hydrating, but it doesn't make my skin look cakey or crepey or old underneath my eyes. It doesn't cling on to the lines or anything. And the best part is that this does not really crease. I mean, all concealers eventually crease throughout the day because you have creases underneath your eyes. But out of all my concealers, this one creases the least. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is my second favorite concealer of all time. A lot of people hate this, and I can see why, because it is a pretty thick concealer, so I can see why some people don't jive with this. But for me, it just makes my under eyes look so plump. I don't know how to explain it, but every time I wear this, my under eyes look healthy, if that's even a thing. Sometimes if my foundation is a little bit too matte, I don't want to go in with a super matte concealer, so I'll go for this, and it just makes my skin look even. Everything looks perfect. It's nice and radiant, it's very creamy, and it covers up really well. I don't know how this made its way to the high-end section, but this is the Physicians Formula Insta Ready Full Coverage Concealer, and I have not used this yet. I purchased it, I threw it in my drawer, and I completely forgot to use it. I've heard a lot of great things about this though. I hear people compare this to the MAC MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, which is awesome. I don't own it anymore because it's just a hassle to use. It comes in the same packaging as this. I hate concealers with a little pump like this. I haven't even swatched this before. Look at this. Wait a minute. Does this even work? Okay, the pump isn't as bad as the MAC Pro Longwear one because that one just like shoots product out. Oh. Okay. Why is it shooting out like that? Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna have to save my thoughts on this one for another video because I don't know if I'm gonna love the pump on this. Kojando recently sent me their Moisture Fit Concealer and I thought I was gonna completely fall in love with this because there hasn't been a Kojando product that I don't like. They're an extremely pricey brand, but I have fallen in love with everything they make except this concealer. Okay, so I've only tried it once. I'm wearing it today in the video, like in the intro, and I like it. It covered up really well, but for some weird reason, I feel like it emphasized the texture underneath my eyes. Like I saw like little dots of concealer, and that kind of happens to me with really dry concealers, which is weird because this is the Moisture Fit Concealer, so I don't know why it looked a little dry underneath my eyes. I have to test it out some more, but based off first impression, I don't know how I feel about this. The Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer is actually really nice. I just recently tried this out and I've only worn it maybe like 3 or 4 times, but I really like it. It has pretty good coverage. I think I have other concealers in my collection that have more coverage, but I like it and it lasts all day. Like when I blend this out into my skin, it stays on my skin for the entire day, which is nice. Whoop. It's oil-free and it's very lightweight. Like it's a very liquidy concealer. So if you're someone who hates a thick concealer, you might really like this. The Too Faced Born This Way concealer is a concealer I really liked until I discovered the Tarte Shape Tape. This is the one I was like so loving until I got the Tarte one. But I do like this one. It gives you a very fresh look to the skin. It's not as matte as the Tarte Shape Tape and it's also not as full coverage. So if you are someone who doesn't like the Shape Tape for those reasons, you might really like the Born This Way because it looks very natural on the skin. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer is amazing. It's definitely one of those concealers that have a lot of hype on YouTube, but for really good reason. It has great coverage. The color selection is really weird. I have to mix these two together. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral and Light Warm, but the coverage on this is awesome. I think it's pretty comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape. This one can sometimes emphasize the texture underneath my eyes if I'm having like a really dry skin day, but most of the time it does work for me. It's very liquidy and a little bit goes a very long way. It has kind of like a matte finish and it just looks flawless on the skin. It kind of makes your skin look super airbrushed. I love it. The Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer was a concealer that I was really into last summer. It just looked so dewy and beautiful, but now I guess I'm so used to a more satin kind of concealer or a more matte concealer that this one sometimes can be a little too dewy for me. It's definitely the wateriest concealer I have, not in terms of coverage, but it's very illuminating, very wet. You're definitely gonna have to set this concealer and set it right away because it will crease immediately. And if you're someone that has a really dry under eye, you might want to check this out because it's like your under eyes drinking a tall glass of water. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer is actually really good. I feel like when this first came out, everybody was talking about it and then people just kind of forgot about it, but it's nice and I love their color selection. They have a bunch of different colors for a bunch of different undertones. I'm in the shade Y23. This is actually really light, but I can make it work. I just really love their color selection, especially for those of you who struggle to find the perfect concealer shade. But yeah, I don't really use this that often, even though it is really good. I just have other concealers I prefer, but it's really good for what it is. I mean, it's not the best concealer I've ever used, but it's definitely one of the good ones. And then last but not least is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is a very thick concealer. I only recommend this to those of you who have like really severe dark circles because this will cover them up like it's nobody's business. This is so high coverage and you have to use the smallest amount because if you do not, it will look very cakey and it will look too heavy. It'll look gross. A lot of people don't like this concealer because I feel like they might be using too much. I like blending my concealer with a beauty blender, but for this one personally, I think it blends better with a brush. You get a better finish. And I use this on days where I really have like the worst dark circles ever. It gets the job done. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I know for someone who like has a holy grail concealer, maybe I shouldn't have this many concealers, but I like to keep some around to use as reference or to talk about in future videos. But yeah, definitely nobody needs this many concealers or tinted moisturizers or anything else, honestly. Pretty much it. Okay guys, so that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on some tinted moisturizers and concealers that I own, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And today's video we are... Can I get this on? This is a bit of a... because if you don't, it will look crazy. Dr. Jar Ceramide... I don't know how to say that word.
We call ceramide in this